So if there's a person and they want to get into photography, they want to shoot for one of the highest level NBA teams, and they're just starting out and they're in high school, what would your advice be to that person?
I would say I got all my best reps in high school. Like we had a really good, my cousin I was talking about, he was on the basketball team and we were nationally ranked, and then our football team was really good too. And I naturally loved going to all the games, but that will only show you, if you really love it, figuring out a way to equipment. I would get a camera, like a really small point and shoot for Christmas, and then I would save up all year and then sell it and then get a bigger camera, and then like building, because equipment sucks at that age because you like have no money and you're trying to figure it out. Or even borrowing someone. Like I remember borrowing my friend's dad's camera and just going to as many games as possible, doing that turnaround, building your portfolio, saving your best work, super, super precise with it. Just having it on a spot that you can easily show people, like even out and about with family or friends, and they'll be like, oh, like little Jimmy here loves taking photography, whatever. Like have something to show people that you really care about it and you really want to do it. And
when you were doing this, you're getting all these reps and whatnot. When did you start charging? Because you had like a great wedding business going when you were in college, right? So how did you get into charging for your work, and how did you kind of find where your price is going to sit in the market? Yeah,
I got asked by a senior when I was a sophomore to like take her senior pictures, and then she offered, which was like really nice looking back, because I think it would have taken me a little longer to like feel comfortable to charge. But then like once you charge that first time, you're like, oh, my equipment's expensive, my time is relatively cheap right now, but like it'll continue to gain its worth. And so and then the first I shadowed weddings for a long time, and then the first wedding I did, I was really transparent about it. I think that's like my piece of advice that's really important, is like let the client know that, like, in my eyes, maybe some people won't do this, but like in my eyes, like let them know like this is my portfolio. I feel really comfortable doing this. I'm trying my best, but like it is my first one. And I feel like there really is someone who will like take that gamble and like want a cheaper rate or whatever. And then once you have that first one, it's just like really good base. You can have one project saying, this is the wedding I did. Shoot way more than you think you need to. Build selects from that, and then it's just slowly. And then I think the hardest part, looking back, is figuring out how to like continually price. Like that's something I still like have a hard time with. Is like I'll take a break from it, and then I'll come back to it, and then I'm like, okay, this is how much I always think my time's worth, but when I'm in Los Angeles, my time is worth something different than like when I'm in Utah, or vice versa, based off the market, based off what client, like it's just tricky.
So many things that kind of go into it.
Yeah, like if anything, it's just something that's never easy, unfortunately.
Episode 72.
Yeah, 72? We talked about pricing last week, or 2 weeks ago.
Episode 72.
There it is, episode 72. It was really fun to just like go through. We were making up all these different numbers and stuff for brands.
We researched. We didn't make them up.
No, but like, I mean, like we kind of came up with them, you know? Yeah.
Do you notice any similarities between shooting weddings and sports? Anticipating
that is a good
question.
Reacting. That is a good question. I remember when I was interviewing, they were asking me, because I had done a lot of weddings right before I applied, and I had always loved sports and had experience in sports, but I was like, one benefit of weddings is I'm working with someone on their most stressful day of their lives. Like these people are very stressed out. This is high intensity, and like that can relate directly to like what I'm shooting game wise, if not like it's just a basketball game, you know, where sometimes like someone's wedding, I'm just like, it's very stressful. But I also just love the portraiture. I'm happy I did weddings to really nail colors and skin tones and lighting and natural light. Like I'm happy I had that skill set with weddings, because everything's so on the fly. And that's why I did journalism, because I love photojournalism, but the market at the time and for expenses and stuff, weddings made the most sense. And like in Utah, all my friends were getting married. So like something that paints the picture is like, yeah, I was 20, 21, like doing weddings, but I was shooting all my friends' weddings. And then like now that I'm like 27, like I'm not doing as many weddings. So I'm like, oh, all my friends are like already married. Like just like chill.
So you've stopped shooting a lot of weddings.
Yeah, I'll take one or two or something if it makes sense, but the timing of it's hard. Like we don't really, our off season's so small, and then in the off season the last thing I want to do is like shooting wedding. But you get the ones that make sense and they're like great.
So you like recuperate our brains in the off season.
Yeah. And then it's fun when you take a step back from it and like come back to it. I'm like, oh, this is like so special, so cool. But sports is really fun.
Sports is life.
Sports is it.
So back in like your college days, we noticed that you're shooting like a Pelicans game. You're shooting a Falcons game. You went and shot a few Jazz games. How did those opportunities come about? And was that like after you shot those things, were you like, I want to be in sports at the highest level possible?
Yeah, I was like, I loved it so much. And I was so eager to share everything from it because I just loved it. I went to high school with Frank Jackson, who then played for the Pelicans. So he was really great and let me come out and shoot a Duke game. And then I went out and shot a Pelicans game. And then I had another buddy in college who wanted to do social media marketing for athletes. And so he got me a press pass for the Falcons game. And then he's the one who got me the press pass for a Lakers game. I was already in LA shooting a wedding. I was like, hey, I'm already here if you can give me a press pass. I got a press pass and shot pregame Kyle Kuzma, and I met Erica and Daryl, and I think I met Rohan. And so I took those photos, I tweeted them, and then someone sent them to the VP of marketing at the Lakers at the time. Wow. So then he's like, what are you doing after college? And I'm like, moving to LA. Literally completely faking it. I was either moving to Salt Lake or I was moving to LA. And I was like, well, if I'm just going to move, I'm just going to go for it. And so I moved to LA, and then a month later, Camp Lakers. And he's like, you want to do some contracted work, get your hands on shooting stuff? I was like, yes. So I went and shot Camp Lakers, and then internship happened. And then
bada bing, bada boom.